Hello, this is level 2 lesson on 3-fingered power chords. Okay, so you've probably already done 2-fingered power chords before, which involves playing a couple of notes together, 2 strings together. I'm on the 3rd fret here with my first finger on the lowest string, and my 3rd finger is on the A string at the 5th fret. Now just to add another string and another finger in this chord, you can add your little finger here onto the D string, and this is underneath your 3rd finger at the 5th fret. Now here we've added another G note, so in this example we're playing G5, G power chord, and we have G here, we have a D note, and here we have another G. So we've got an octave here. So we're still actually playing 2 separate notes. This 3rd note here is a repeat of the 1st note, just in a higher octave. So when it comes down to chord construction, we're still only actually playing the root and the 5th. And to explain that a little further, if we played up the major scale here, the G major scale, you've got your 1st note here, 2nd note, 3rd, 4th, 5th. You can carry on 6th, 7th, and then the octave 8. So we're down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your root number 1 and 5th. 6, 7, 8 octave. Just playing those 3 together. Okay, so in terms of hand position, what I'm actually doing with my 1st finger, I'm muting the top 3 strings. So if I got a bit carried away and strummed all the strings, you'd only actually hear the 3 notes that I would want to have ringing out. The other 3 are muted. Okay, so try and, with your little finger, it's great to get used to this because normally it's one of the weaker fingers, but it's good to also, a little tip would be to keep your little finger as near the fret, as near as to this fret as you can get it. It doesn't require as much pressure then to fret the note cleanly, and also bear in mind you need to keep your 3rd finger near the fret as well, to get them all to sound out cleanly. Bear in mind this shape here isn't restricted to these 3 strings. You can go on to the A, D and G strings, and again mute the top 2 with your 1st finger. And also my 1st finger this time, because I'm on the A string here, I'm actually touching the lowest string to mute that as well. So again, if I wanted to play all the strings, I can do, and the 3 notes that I want to have sound out. Okay, so when you've moved on to the A string with your 1st finger and you have your 3rd and 4th on the D and G strings respectively, you've changed the power chord, obviously from the lower strings, and the root note here is now on the A string. So like in this example, you have G5, and then this one is C5, because this note here is C. And you can do the same with the scale as well. If you went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is C major, root and 5th, 6, 7, octave. It's exactly the same. So I'll play a chord sequence for you, so you can hear what they sound like together. With these being close position, by the way, I'm not using any open strings here, so you can move. Feel free to move these up and down the neck. Okay, I'm going to play an example for you. in this chord sequence I'm going to use distortion for this, and because power chords you're only using the root and the fifth, and as in case the octave with the 3 fingers. With distortion, as you can hear, it does sound quite powerful, hence the name. Normally with major and minor chords, you have the third as well, the major or minor third, as we went up the scale. You'd normally have the major third, fifth, root, third and fifth. Because we've taken that third out, and playing it instead, it's a bit, with distortion the thirds can sound a bit muddy. I'll show you. This is a G major. This is the power chord. So you can hear it's a lot crisper, a lot cleaner. Okay, so here's the sequence. Okay, so in that chord progression, I was using this power chord here up at the 7th fret, my first finger, which is B5. This here moved down 2 frets to A5, first finger's at the 5th fret, and then moved down again to where we were before, first finger's at the 3rd fret for G5. I also used D5, which is up at the 5th fret again, but on the higher strings. The first finger's on the A string, that's your root note there. I was playing through, just running down those 3 down the lower strings, then back up to the 5th fret on the last little bit there. And then for the next section, when I went to the D chord here, D5. And so I just went from D5 to A5 to G5. And play around with the rhythm, use those chords if you like. Improvise, have fun with it, get creative, and thanks a lot.